The ceiling tiles were my entire universe, a grid of white and shadow I traced 1,000 times, each one a marker of another hour I was trapped inside the absolute stillness of my own body. The neurologist's words, locked-in syndrome, had echoed like a life sentence, a clinical term for the living hell of a mind screaming in a flesh-and-bone prison. I could feel the cool cotton of the sheets, hear the hushed, pitying tones of my family, and see the devastating grief in my husband David's eyes when he thought I was asleep, but I couldn't squeeze his hand, couldn't turn my head, couldn't even muster a whisper to tell him I was still here, that Melissa was still here, screaming into the void. Despair was a physical weight on my chest, heavier than the paralysis itself, and I felt myself beginning to fade, to become just a thing in the bed, a case study for the doctors. But then David arrived one morning, his face set with a stubborn hope I no longer felt, holding a simple, low-tech laminated board covered in the alphabet. "We're going to try something, Mel," he said, his voice thick with emotion, and he began the agonizingly slow process of pointing to each letter, his finger hovering, waiting for the one signal I could still control, the blink of my left eye. The first few sessions were exercises in pure frustration. The mental effort to coordinate that single blink at the precise moment was exhausting, and we'd often end with nothing but my silent tears of rage and his quiet reassurance. But we persisted, and one afternoon, after what felt like an eternity of focusing every atom of my being, I managed to spell out a 3-letter word, CAT. It was a seismic shift. A crack had appeared in the wall of my isolation. The real breakthrough came days later, when David, my mother, and my sister were all gathered around, their expectant faces waiting for a simple "I love you." With a strength I didn't know I still possessed, I guided David letter by grueling letter,